This project here started the end of, actually the middle of 2000 is when the concept first came about. Me and a buddy of mine said, hey, we should do something on this. Well, you know, time passes and you never get back to it. Well, I wrote a few drafts for it, never got to it. I did 2 other projects in between that, a few music videos, and decided that I wanted to take this on. Me, along with Will Hamilton, director of photography, and cinematographer Kenny Gant. As far as casting, I went on LA casting, and just handpicked a few people, hoping that they would turn out. For my lead, well, originally my lead was somebody else, but turned out my lead was LU VASQUEZ, a great actor. He played the role of Adrian.
All right, I'm LU VASQUEZ, and
You're Mexican?
yeah, no, I'm not Mexican actually, but I am from way south of the border, which is actually why this project was really cool for me, because I actually grew up listening to the story of La Llorona, and so when Mike approached me about this, I thought, hell yeah, La Llorona used to scare the crap out of me as a kid, so I jumped right on that, and so I think Mike sent us out an email. Those of us who were interested, we had a meeting in a park in Pasadena, neutral location, and did a little meet and greet and kind of went from there. And that was a year and a half ago or something like that. And here we are. It was a lot of fun.
He kind of had an unresolved issue with this particular ghost, this legend of La Llorona. He took interest in this case of the missing girl. Knocked out 2 birds with 1 stone, I guess, so to speak. And when he heard about this case, he decided to investigate with his 2 other researchers that he has on his team, which would be Garrett Kirby and Maggie Shunk. Maggie Shunk played Bree. Garrett Kirby played Philip.
I am Garrett Patrick Kirby. And I got this over LA casting, and it was a drama, which is not always what I get cast for, because I'm a goofball. I just say goofball on camera. Did you guys hear that?
You made
totally
it 2
surprised.
separate words though.
I know.
Normally it's 1 word.
Dramatic pause. This is a dramatic film. Yes, and I did not know of the legend of La Llorona. I actually had to, at the restaurant I worked at, I had to go in the back with the Hispanic cooks, and they had to teach me how to say it right. True story. La Llorona? Okay. And and we met at the park, and nobody was really nice to me, so I wasn't really sure about the project. Then Mike slipped me like $100. Did you get 100?
No, actually I did.
Yeah, me didn't.
We'll talk about that later.
Yeah, I knew from the start it was a fun project to work on, because everybody was nice. We all got along really well, and it was over a couple months we all kind of became friends, right?
As far as the ghost goes, I had 2 other girls slated to play the ghost, and 1 flaked. The second one couldn't make it on such short notice, I guess. And then I reached out to a 3rd one who never responded. Now, Kristen I had seen already, but I even told her this. I thought she was, too hot for the role as La Llorona. Last resort, sorry, Kristen. Last resort, I had to call you the day before, and actually, I think I woke you up, and you were just kind of groggy, and I'm like, hey, I need you to show up tomorrow. You want me to give you the address? And you're like, no, just email it. So I did that, and you showed up the next day to this wooded area, didn't know any of us.
My name is KRISTEN Ortiz, and I played the part of La Llorona, which was definitely an honor because, like Lou, I also remember telling the story in Girl Scouts and slumber parties, and there was a creek behind my old house that had running water, and I always used to freak out and think that La Llorona was going to come snatch me up. Yeah, I'd say it was like 2 hours away from normal surroundings and anything that I was used to here.
Didn't know any of us. Just, you pull up to this forest, and we stick you in the back of the RV for about 5-6 hours and just wait, you know.
And so I think I passed it a bunch of times, and I finally found it and drove down there, and it was probably one of the creepiest. Like, I literally thought I was already in the movie when I was driving through.
Okay.
That's a creepy location. I thought it was really interesting, Mike, that you wouldn't let me see any of the actors, and you wouldn't let any of the actors see me, because it was a definite, element of surprise. And then hold me up in a trailer for like 5 hours till it got just about 30 degrees outside. Yeah, like just that, being in that whole spot, it was super uncomfortable, and that's what helped so much in it. Is like, I was in a wooded area. I really didn't know you from Adam yet, because I think first time I talked to you was the night before. Yeah, I already knew Henia, so that was cool. But I didn't really have any interaction with her or the little girl. I believe I walked behind the little girl a couple of times. But yeah, the real freaky thing was getting in the water, which when I got there it was broad daylight, people are water skiing, and I'm like, heck yeah, I'll totally jump in there. And then 11 o'clock rolls around, and you're like, remember when you said you'd go in there? Well, it's time.
Lake Elsinore is where we shot, and during the day the water looks fine. People out there jet skiing and water skiing. But when night comes, you can't see nothing out there. And there have been some dead bodies found out there. But she got out there into the water and came out of the water for me, and wow. For gas money, like I said, the dedication to her craft as well as the other actors is unprecedented. It's just amazing, for her to do that.
And it's totally black, and you have no idea what's lurking in those waters. I think there were a couple of times I'd look back and see bubbles coming up, like from 10 feet away from me, and I was like, oh God, what did I get myself into? So. But it was really freaky, and I love doing things like that, though. Like that scared me, in turn helping me get more into character, just like being in the woods in the pitch black, not knowing anybody, hoping that I wasn't going to, get cut up into little pieces and buried and scattered along the desert. So I just, I like doing things that I wouldn't ordinarily do, or I'm pretty sure you could probably find a million other actresses out here that will not go in that water. So, I don't know, it was cool, but it was freaky. And watching the film now, if somebody would say, we want you to do that, I'd be a little hesitant watching it on film now. So, I'm glad I did it.
Didn't you show up on set one time, like early in the morning after being up all night shooting something else?
Yeah, I
like
had
100 miles away or something like that?
It was super far, and I was falling asleep on my way there, but I had wrapped what I was shooting maybe an hour before I was supposed to be on that location, and it had been an all day, like an all night shoot.
Good time.
Came there, and again, I felt like that added to my character, because I was ragged, I was tired, I couldn't keep my eyes open, and that was the day that they'd made me up to look much more haggard and old and gross. So I was fine. My eyes were bloodshot, and I was delirious beyond all recognition. And luckily it was a short day, and we had donuts, so I was happy. And
Donuts.
yeah, that was the second time. But that was rough, because just staying awake.
Yeah.